hope you made it.
Oh, hi. Yes, guys. It's Tuesday night, and yeah, I know. Surprise, surprise. No Ray tonight. He's on assignment right somewhere tonight. So, guys, you got me, the man behind it, back in the seat again for the first show of 20. How appropriate! The first show of the new year, and I'm the one who's kicking it off. As always, guys, you can find us on any of our social media accounts. Definitely check us out there. Let me bring in my tag team partner for this evening. The man is from Queens. He thinks he is Damian Priest, but he's actually more of the he's more of like the Damian Priest wannabe that we get on teamwork.com. The one and only Jay. Jay, how you been, brother? What's going on?
All right. I'm good. It's finally good to see you in 2026 to do a show. First show, you back. How's it feel?
Honestly, walking into today, I was like, a little part of me was nervous because I was like, it's been a while since I've done this.
It's been a long time.
We got a comic coming here.
There you go. See, bringing the people back. Yes, John Blaine is back, folks. Throw in your comments.
From at Omega Prime 5150, I think I know who that is.
Shoot.
He said, "Hey, dipshit Danny, it's the second show of the year."
Dipshit Danny.
First time I've been called dipshit Danny on anything. But guys, we got a lot of stuff to get to tonight. We're on the road to the Royal Rumble. We had a very interesting SmackDown Friday night that I definitely want to touch on. And obviously we got AEW with what they have. And like I said, wrestling right now, and I kind of actually want to start off a little bit with TNA here for a hot second, because TNA has a very big week coming up for them. And it was, then the next comment was, well, I thought it was nicer than Jack Off Johnny. That could be a wrestler name. Who knows? I'm just saying.
Got a lot of nicknames.
But TNA this Thursday, obviously, we'll definitely be watching it here, makes their debut on AMC. Now, obviously, Jay, you've been around with TNA. You've been, a fan of TNA for a while. I've been a fan. I'll admit, I was one of the fans years ago in the Dixie Carter era when they were doing the Destination America stuff, that I was sitting there saying, yeah, this company has no – I'll be the first one to admit it, that this company's on its last legs.
I would agree to that.
And they stood the test of time. And I said it for a while. I even said on this show, I felt like with Impact Wrestling, they were never given the opportunity because they were never put on the right channel. Okay. And then Scott D'Amore took things over, and then obviously we know what happened with him. And then Carlos Silva took it over. I was like, they're not going to pull this off. And then obviously we know the news came out a couple months ago that they are making their debut on AMC. So, Jay, I want to ask you this: being a fan of TNA as long as you have, what was your thoughts when you initially heard it, and how excited are you for the show on Thursday?
Well, when I first heard about it, I thought it was good for the promotion as a whole, from where they came from to where they're at now. This coming Thursday on AMC, it's a big deal for them. Congratulations to Carlos Silva and the amazing job that he's done. Partnering up with WWE, that's always a plus. But am I excited? I don't know if I can be excited. I don't know if I'm going to see younger stars coming up and doing what they do best. I think a lot of talent in TNA are a lot of veterans that have been around 10 plus years. You got Frankie Kazarian, you got Moose that you rely on, you got Eddie Edwards. But what about the younger talent? And I think that's the problem that a lot of promotions, AEW, WWE, and TNA are doing wrong. They're not using their younger talent. They're not utilizing their their potential stars or making them into stars. And I think that's a huge downer. I think a lot of people will tune in this Thursday because, you know, you have AJ Styles returning for the first time, I think, since 2011 or 2012.
Well, we did see an anniversary.
Yeah, but besides that, I don't expect it to draw a lot of eyes, if that makes sense.
Well, I'm curious to see, because I know they're going to pull out all the stops Thursday night. Because, and we're going to get into Styles here in a second. We'll get, whoever's watching also get their thoughts on it as well. But my curiosity is going to be what's going to happen come next week and the following week, when it's not so much of the hype anymore. Like, yeah, am I expecting Thursday to pull in big numbers? Yeah, absolutely. But then what's going to happen? It's the same argument I made with AEW. I made this sort of with WWE, but not to the extent with AEW. How are they going to attract a casual fan? How are they going to attract the fan who's sitting there on his couch? Let's say his kids are playing, and he happens to be flipping through the TV. And also he goes, oh, TNA wrestling. Who is that wrestler that's going to attract the casual fan? Because one thing we were talking about with AEW, they don't have that really. Even though technically they have the names, the Okadas, the Ospreys, the Mercedes Monets. Who is that really with TNA though? So now, kind of leading into my thing with Styles here. Obviously, we did see Styles at Slammiversary. He did have that moment in the ring with Leon Slater. I'll ask you this question: if you were booking it, do you start the show off with Styles? Do you finish the show with Styles? And also, is this a one-off, do you think?
It's a one-off, and I start with Styles. I want to get as much viewers in, especially from WWE side, to watch TNA. So I definitely have to start big. I have to start with AJ Styles.
And everybody who's watching, definitely let us know in the comment section below. Let me get to some of the comments here, actually. Because Omega Prime 5150 says, are you going to do your impression of Dixie tonight, John? You have more announcements than TK and Dixie combined. No announcements tonight. David tried. My God.
This was funny. Idea for a new Star Wars movie to honor John's return. The return of the rabbi.
And then it's just a
little emoji face there.
And then Omega Prime 5150 says, why are we acting like TNA doesn't promote the younger stars? 3 of their most important titles are held by younger talent. They go into starting the show with AJ Styles. Well, what I was going to say was, I think if you do something with Styles, I know everybody was saying about him and Frankie. Having something with them possibly lead into Rebellion or Slammiversary, because they did say this is his last year. I would go a step further. I wouldn't have it be Frankie. I feel like Frankie's established enough as a wrestler where he wouldn't get any benefits of working a match with Styles. But you know who would, though?
Ali. Ali would be perfect.
Slater. Think about it this way. You had that moment at Slammiversary. Who's to say all of a sudden Rebellion or Slammiversary next year, you don't have Styles go up against Slater, where Slater wins. Styles is the moment with him in the ring holding his hand up. He doesn't have to turn him heel. But you want to talk about a moment there for Leon Slater? Just defeated probably one of the biggest people to come out of that X division in the history of TNA. That's the way you make a star.
But do we make AJ Styles wrestle? That's the question.
I would think you I don't know. I mean,
we really have to. Look, Omega Prime said 3 of the younger talent are holding the title. So why do we need to put AJ Styles in a match?
Yeah, then just go to the other comments here.
I just ask anybody in the chat. If 3 of the younger talent are holding the titles and these are your stars, why do we need AJ Styles in a match?
Well, because I'm always saying this.
Right?
Well, I'm only saying this because fans of the show will know I'm very big in building the future. Because you look at, especially at TNA's roster, for example, guys like Frankie, guys like Moose, guys like Eddie Edwards, they're not young anymore.
They're old. They're veterans.
I hate to say it, but who is going to be that next main event? Because, okay, you can say Ali, but Ali's not getting younger.
That's why you got to put him in the spot.
But what I'm saying is Ali's good for now. What about 10 years from now? 15 years from now?
No.
Who are you going to put in as your main event?
But my whole deal is these stars, if they have titles, aren't they already established already?
It depends on how the company uses them. And I want to go to David's comment for a second. He goes, if it were possible, I would have brought back Christopher Daniels for one night and have him set the night off with the first match against a. No, as much as I would love that, it wouldn't do anything. To me, that would be the greatest hits.
Yeah, it'd be awesome, but fortunately,
if this was 2005, I'd be all for it. I mean, we all remember the triple threat match with him, Styles, and Samoa Joe. People say now it's arguably one of the greatest triple threat matches of all time.
All these years, huh? It hasn't beat.
But I want to
beat it. It's crazy.
But I want to ask you a question now, though. Take Styles out of the equation. Are we talking about TNA now in the same breath without Styles?
Honestly, I think we'd be talking about TNA the way we always do without him. We don't talk about it. And that's kind of sad. We only talk about TNA when they cross over in NXT. How sad is that? We don't even mention TNA or any fans. Hey, I want to see this. I want to see this coming Thursday. There's none of that. I think it's going to be the same, unfortunately. I think it's going to draw. If you ask me, I think it's only going to draw 300, 400,000 viewers.
Well, I just think the problem and I think the first show is going to do pretty well because of the fact you got Styles, and you don't know who else they're going to pull in.
That's all you know. Styles.
Yeah, but here's the thing, though. What I'd be curious to know is what numbers are they pulling in a month from now, 6 months from now.
I think it's the same numbers. I'm saying 300 to 400.
Yeah, no, you're probably right though. But I'm curious to see, how, because remember, this is the first time I'm actually going to pull up their roster right now.
Pull it up.
First time that I can remember that they're on a much bigger scale as far as a TV provider in their entire history.
What you have to do is you have to do the show so big. You have to do a SmackDown day. What I would do is I bring AJ Styles first. Maybe people don't like it. I know Omega may not like it. I bring AJ Styles first, get rid of him, or bring him in the second hour, get rid of him. And my main event would be Mike Santana versus Frankie Kazarian, and I will have Mike Santana go over to start their new era of AMC TNA.
Yeah, I mean, I'm just looking right now.
Looking like that.
Here's just some of the names, okay?
Here we go.
Of the guys, and this isn't just age, it's just the names itself. Right now, your champions. Because I want to go back to the comment. I want to call Omega out for a second, where he said the comment about.
Said 3 of the most important titles are held by younger talent.
Okay. I'm going through their champions right now. Okay. Sure. Frankie Kazarian currently holds your TNA World Heavyweight title.
Over 40.
Whatchamacallit? Lee? I don't know if she's still doing knockouts.
She's in her late 30s, or mid or late 30s.
Leon Slater, I agree with. Leon Slater's only in his mid-20s.
Honestly, I think he's 1 foot out of TNA once his contract ends.
What are you going to say, Stax?
Stax is a joke, but hey, he's a champion, right?
It also works out well knowing the fact of who he's in a relationship with, but we won't talk about that part right now. Mm-hmm. Okay, yeah. They just said Slater, Stax, and Yin. But the problem is Yin's in her 30s, though.
Yeah, and she's been around the block. And I always thought she was good in WWE. I always hated that they didn't utilize her. I always thought she was good.
I mean, also, let's also not forget this part. Your tag team champions are held by, I don't know, the Hardys. And again, nothing against them holding the tag titles.
I got something against it. Why can't they get other teams over? Jesus, that'd be the best.
And then you have the Inspiration hold your Knockouts World Tag titles.
In their mid-30s as well.
Yeah. But I mean, right now, okay, I'm going to go through some names here. And just remember the titles we mentioned. Do we see any of these guys potentially holding any of these titles in the next 5 years? You ready? Let's start off with AJ Francis.
No.
Let's start off with, let's see here, BDE.
No.
Well, supposedly, I was going to say Cedric Alexander, but supposedly his contract, from my understanding, is up.
He signed a new one, and I would at least book him in that top tier mid card, if that makes sense.
I would say Chris Bay is tough because we don't know if and when he'll ever.
I don't know. That's a little shaky for me. I don't know. But I would definitely make him a mid-level champion.
And then he says, how can you talk about going younger than say that there's no issue with the 70-year-old Hardys holding the titles? I never said
go younger. Listen, the Hardys are the greatest tag team champions of all time. We cannot say that. They're not my greatest number one, but they're on the list. If you want to get younger talent over, well, we're going to just let the Hardys just hold the titles? And besides, and I'm just going to say this for the record, for Omega and you, John, and everybody. I hated what the Hardys did, and they gave the belts to Dark State. I thought that was the dumbest booking I've ever seen. It should have went to Slater, and it should have went to Evans. And instead, you got a team over that we don't even utilize on TV. Hate it.
Here's my problem. I don't have an issue, and I get what he's saying though, because he's saying, he goes, how can you talk about going younger than say the 70-year-old Hardys holding the titles? I'm not saying nothing against the fact that the Hardys hold the titles. All I'm saying is, yes, thank you for repeating for what I just said. And yes, I don't see an issue because the Hardys are an established team. What I'm trying to say is, whoever is that team to eventually beat them, let's say Righteous, for example, with Vincent and Dutch right now.
Right. Exactly. You get a team over, right?
That's the point I'm trying to say is.
That's why I didn't like what they did to Dark State. I thought that was a really dumb booking move. That was just dumb.
But how can you not see an issue and then say team? Because
I always thought it was an issue from TNA. I always said, look, it's any promotion. Throw AEW, throw WWE. They don't use younger talent right.
No.
Don't even get me started with Javon Evans, but they don't. We see it every week. We see it every week.
My point is this, though. All I'm saying is, yes, I don't see an issue with the Hardys holding the titles. I don't see an issue with Frankie. Hold on. Let me finish. Because what's going to end up happening is they're established. And when you have somebody like a Leon Slater, like a BDE, I'm just saying, just as an example.
No, you're good. Go. You're good.
To eventually beat them, hell, even a Mike Santana, they're going to be made, is what I'm trying to say.
Mega don't like your words, man. That there's such a thing as to establish. I always think that if you're established, you should get the right team over. I think the Hardys made a big mistake, not their fault, when they gave the belts to Dark State. I thought that was really dumb, really incompetent, whoever came up with that. And we lost the opportunity to make Leon Slater and Javon Evans tag team champions. But then again, we make stats. The guy's barely been on TV after the D'Angelo whatever mafia gimmick was dead. Dark State is the right team to get over from a through established team. I don't know, John. I don't do it. I think if you're gonna do a job, do it with the right crew. Don't do it with a team that's nobody cares about. I don't care about Dark State. No.
I was just read up on here just to see the other matches or if anything else was
Gotta
announced.
have Mike Santana in the main event, right? That has to be the main event.
Yeah, Tim and Frankie, but they also just announced who the
I was about to say
guest commentator is going to be for the main event.
that should be a good one. Should be a good one.
You know who it is, right? Who the special guest commentator is going to be for the main event of Frankie versus Mike Santana?
Nick Nemeth?
He is a 2-time TNA World Heavyweight Champion. He is a 23-time World Tag Team Champion. He is part of the TNA Hall of Fame.
Bully Ray?
Bully Ray.
That's weird, but okay. This is a little weird to me, but okay.
Hardys are too established so that they lose. Hold on. Hardys are too established so that the loss they will sustain won't mean as much as the Hardys getting beaten 15.
Hey, John, are the Hardys fighting Thursday night?
I don't think so. Well, they got Genesis coming up.
So that means they're not making an appearance Thursday night.
I don't know. They're going to make an appearance Thursday night.
Okay. I guess we'll get a little more clarity on what the tag team division is going to be.
Well, I wanted to see something because you do have, I forgot you do got Genesis coming up.
That you could probably watch on the AMC Plus. That's big, man. Congratulations once again, TNA. That's big. I never thought they would get a big TV deal. I always watched them on TNN. So.
Well, I'm going to pull up the pay-per-view quickly because, like I said, you got Genesis coming up on the 17th. And I'll run through the match. I'm not going to do predictions now. But this kind of goes into my whole point here. Triple three-way match. Sorry, I have to use the proper vernacular here. Three-way match for the TNA X Division Championship. As you got Leon Slater versus Cedric Alexander. Oh, hold on. Leon Slater or Myron Reed, versus Cedric Alexander and Moose. That's for the TNA X Division title. Now, Mike, this is on Saturday. It's on the pay-per-view. We got AJ Francis taking on Rich Swann. Elijah takes on Mustafa Ali. The Hardys take on the Righteous, which I'm going to tell you right now. The way they're presenting the Righteous, I love every minute of it.
Oh, yeah. I loved it, the part where the fans were like, who are you? Who are you? Who are you?
Like, no, you didn't get, yes, I mean, I just kind of playing. They didn't really do any vignettes.
No. But it was awesome, they debut. I will say that. Yeah. That was a good one.
Li Ying Lee takes on Danny Luna for the TNA Knockouts World Title.
Oh, my God.
Then we also have, I forgot, this will be JDC's retirement match.
Wow. Long time.
He's taking on Eddie Edwards.
Oh, they're fighting within the... Oh, really?
And then for the World Heavyweight title, it has been announced yet who they will be facing, but either will be Frankie or Mike or Nick.
I gotta say,
they're putting in the possibility of Nick cashing in his call your shot. But now let me ask you this though: let's say you get past Thursday, Mike Santana doesn't win the title. Is that the end of the road for him? Do you have to put him then in the back? And I say that for this reason. You had him go through this whole story where he won the title at Bound for Glory. And then you had him drop it a month later. Do you pull the trigger, have him win, and have him go on a run? Do you have Frankie retain it and then kind of because let's be honest, Santana's probably going to be one of the next TNA bound for NXT people. Let's just call a spade a spade. Or do you put him in the back of the line? Because technically technically this is his rematch for that belt.
Yeah, it's a very great question, John. I'm just going to say this. Jay thinks that you have to put the belt on Mike Santana. It's the first night of TNA, AMC. You have to put it probably on one of their, I'm not going to say biggest babyface, but one of the big babyface in Mike Santana. You got to do it. I get questioned now when you say commentary is Bully Ray. How is he going to play into this main event match? Is he going to help Mike Santana win and stop Nick Nemeth from cashing in? Or is he going to betray Mike Santana? I don't think we're going to see that. I think we're going to see a happy ending because, as you said, he lost it a month ago when he won the title of Bound for Glory. I think you need to start their first show correct, and I think the correct way is to put it on Mike Santana. If you want to do something in Genesis with changing titles, by all means, but the first show, it needs to mean a lot, and it has to be Mike Santana.
But let me ask you this, though. Like I said, you have Nick Nemeth waiting in the wings. Do we see him play a role in Thursday? Because you got to remember, he still holds that opportunity.
I could just, yeah, go ahead.
Because then I was going to say, if he ends up winning, let's say somehow ends up becoming a triple threat match Thursday night.
Okay.
And it's Nick, Frankie, and Mike. And let's say, because technically at that point, in case people who watchers are not true, don't know, triple threat match, champion does not have to be pinned to lose the title. Do you then that's where it gets interesting though, because then do you have Nick pin Frankie, keep Mike strong, and have Mike go after Nick at Genesis?
You could do it that way, but I'm going to just stand where I stand. I think you have to do a straight up one-on-one match. If you want to have a silly interference and Bully Ray stops Nick Nemeth, that'd be good. But I think Nick Nemeth should wait. I mean, you have a whole year, for God's sake. You don't need to cash it in Thursday or Genesis. I could wait. And I think they should wait. I think that's the best decision, especially all the backlash they were getting that Mike Santana lost it in a month.
David over on YouTube says Santana for the win.
Yeah,
it's going to be very interesting. It's going to be very interesting come Thursday how this whole thing plays out. Not only from the main event, but who else shows up. And the thing is also, we talked about before with Styles. Does Styles get set up for a match later on, being that it is his final year?
No. I don't even see him wrestling in a match. I just see him doing some talking here and there, but I don't see a match with AJ Styles. I don't. I don't even think they need it. You don't even need a match from them. You don't.
I'll tell you right now, if they do, you're probably right, they probably won't have him wrestle this year.
You don't need him.
If they do, though, and it's going to be his last TNA match, I could easily see that being the main event.
Can't do it.
Look at the story that would be established, though. Whoever would be in the ring with him, you have the chance to be probably, I would go as far as saying, one of the pillars of TNA wrestling,
or the pillar.
Well, there's a few other people who held that company up, but for the most part, when that company was going down under,
it was
starter days when what's his face, when Magnus was who was there.
Well, don't forget that AJ Styles was one of the last OGs that were there, but to the very end. You know, that whole Aces and Eights storyline. Oh God, that was so bad. So bad. But he was there till mostly the end. So to me, he's like the pillar of TNA, but I don't need him to wrestle a match Thursday. I have him talk. It's good to be back. Congratulations. And that's pretty much it.
Well, I got another possibility. I know it's going to be very early, and I know if they would announce it right away, do we see him going into the TNA Hall of Fame?
He should. I just don't think the time is now. I think the most important thing is to finish off his last year, and I think you could do it like a year or so after. I would definitely do it. Definitely. 100%. 1,000.
Like I said, Thursday nights be very interesting.
It is.
how it's all going to play out. You guys know damn well we will have coverage for you guys next Tuesday.
Oh, yeah, we'll talk about it.
Oh, yeah, without a doubt. But we're going to take a quick break right now. We're going to come back, and we're going to dive into some WWE as we are on the road to Royal Rumble.
Right.
And guys, for the first time of 2026, we're going to go play some Flow. We'll be right back. After this, you're watching the Around the Ropes radio show right here on YouTube. We'll be right back right after this.
Yeah.
And we are back here live on the Around the Ropes radio show. Guys, let me get some comments here. Wow, he really is all over. Check out the comment section here right now. Guys, as always, you guys know this is your way to get in touch with us if you have any questions or comments about what we're talking about. Guys, again, I know we're just on YouTube tonight, but in the next couple weeks, we will be back on Facebook again. So we're not forgetting about the Facebook world for right now, but we're just, trying to get everything back in order here. But yeah, I thought the first half hour was great, and boy, do we still have a lot to get to.
Talk about SmackDown, big things.
I want to ask you this. Obviously, you got a chance to see SmackDown.
Oh, yeah. Great show. Great show.
I will say one thing. I think Joe Tessitore and Wade Barrett are my favorite duo on commentary.
Agreed. But I could add a little Booker T to it.
Well, what I like with them is when, obviously, the match we're talking about right now is the Drew McIntyre, Cody Rhodes, 3 Stages of Hell, when Jacob Fatu came out.
Mm-hmm.
And you just hear it in Tessitore's voice. It was the selling made it a much bigger moment. But now let me ask you this though, because now it's weird to think that you're changing champions like this right before Royal Rumble and right before Mania. It's been what, last 5 years, 6 years, that pretty much the champion going into the Rumble is pretty much going to be the champion going into Mania, or otherwise known as Roman Reigns. Mm-hmm. But I can't remember a time when WWE actually pulled the trigger like this. And actually, I loved it. I loved the presentation of it. I loved the way it was done. I loved the way it was executed. And now people questions are going into Mania. And not only Mania, because of many questions are going into the Rumble. I know I read something earlier that supposedly the plans for for Roman and Cody, because remember those were plans at one point.
Yes.
Those apparently now are scrapped.
Great.
Now my question to you is this: do you think they would have needed a belt to still have the third part of that trilogy?
Don't need a belt to do a trilogy.
Which kind of leads to my question now.
Really?
Was Fatu sent in because he's with Roman?
A lot of theories to that, but I'm going to say no. I'm going to say no. I'm going to say no.
Go on.
I'm going to say that I love the whole thing. Jay was sick and tired for months hearing Roman Cody 3. I did not want to see it. I do not want to pay to go to Vegas to go see him, title or no title. I always said on this show it should be Roman and CM Punk. The story is there. They never fought. It'd be great for business. But they decided to go to the Roman Cody route. So what I like about WWE is they actually watch Jay and Jon, because I've been saying that they need to stop being predictable. Now it is unpredictable going into the Royal Rumble. Now we don't know who's going to win. And it's unpredictable what match we're going to get at WrestleMania. So do I love this call? Do I love the Roman Cody scrap? Absolutely. 1,000%. Drew has been putting the work for 2+ years right now in this business. He got a shot when it was COVID. Nobody was there. Nobody gave a shit when he was champion, but he held the company down. And now he's getting his opportunity to shine on the biggest stage. I love it because we don't know who he's going with. I would put Sammy in that spotlight because there's just a great story there, and it would be great for business. But I love this, Jon. I love it. It's a changing of the guard. You and I are sick and tired of watching predictable stuff, and now we're not. I love it.
I like the fact, and I agree with what you were saying. I like the fact of we didn't see this coming because, like I said before, we were so used to being, well, if you're the champion, you're not losing the title before Royal Rumble. But now all of a sudden it's like, okay, it's like now we don't know what the hell's going to happen when they get to Saudi Arabia in a couple of weeks. We don't know because I tell this to a friend of mine. You look at the Rumble pick, right now. For years, it always used to be, well, we know who's going to, oh, this person's the favorite to win, and they're the clear-cut favorite, But now it's like you really don't know. Because could you do Sami Zayn in that position, have a Rumble, and go after Drew and Vegas? Yeah, possibly. Or do you go a step further and do you go possibly Braun Breaker? We talk about younger guys. You want an opportunity to build a younger guy, there you go. Or we go Cody again and have him win the Rumble for a third year in a row.
No. Who gets over with the crowd in Saudi? Who is the number one superstar? Now, it used to be Mansoor, but he don't work there. But who is the next person that gets the crowd over?
Sammy.
Exactly. It makes sense. It makes sense.
It's logic, Jay. You and I both know logic doesn't exist in pro wrestling.
It doesn't, but this guy's been an underdog for 10+ years fighting for a world championship. Now that Drew has it, there's no better face besides a Cody than Sammy.
But now let me ask you this, though. I got another name who you could throw in there very easily. The Ring General.
Oh, no, can't do that.
I'm just saying.
I need a monster to fight a monster. I would do him and Brock. 1,000%.
Or I got another name. And this would be, if this guy is in the Rumble, I think he should be one of the clear-cut favorites.
Let me hear it. I think I know who.
Darula.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. And look, I could do a story with him and Drew, but I don't see him winning the Royal Rumble. I don't know.
I don't know what the plan is for him. Yeah, obviously we saw last week on NXT. He did relinquish the NXT title.
So weird.
Oh, I loved it. I loved it. on the fact of
Loch Ness Monster. Yeah, man. Do it. This might be our Bills fans over here in the I-86.
Yep.
Like, congratulations. I still didn't have them to win, but whatever.
Guys, something to the I-86 after dark tomorrow at 8 p.m. They'll have all of your talk from the crazy weekend of pro wrestling.
Exactly. And David Reynolds hit it on the money. This is why you should do Sammy. Sammy versus Drew for the WWE title will be the main event equivalent of when Sammy beat Gunther for the IC title. Absolutely. And what did that get, David Reynolds? A huge pop when he won.
Yeah, absolutely. I get that. And I believe me, I would love for that. I would absolutely love for that to happen.
You could have him go for the title but not win. You could do it that too.
Yeah, but here's the thing though. Are you going to get to the point now with Sammy where it's like he's had all these opportunities, I hate to say the same thing we're talking about with Joe Hendry. If you remember last year.
Joe Hendry.
When he kept winning title, when he kept getting all these opportunities, and then all of a sudden he kept falling short.
Sounds like a Javon Evans.
Yeah, I remember the crowd. I wasn't at the stadium when Sammy won. I was in Philly though. I was not that far actually from the stadium. I was at 2300 Arena. And you can feel the excitement though.
Crowd went ballistic.
But I just want to go back to Obafemi here for a second. I think Obafemi is going to be somebody who people have to watch out for going into Mania. I mean, you don't love, by the way? You know he was a track and field person?
Yeah, I heard about that.
I read that. I'm like, how? I mean, I said this, people laugh at me because I was on the Obafemi train when he first started.
Me too.
And everyone was like, "Oh, he doesn't have the look." I'm like, "Just wait,
he had the look from the beginning.
He has the look. He is somebody also. I could see him being both the babyface and the heel. I could see him kind of being both. But I could see him almost doing I think with him being a heel would be a hell of a lot better. Because he could always play like, I'm the root, like, and then with his eye, like, the one thing with me, with him especially, if you ever watch him talk, when he has the mic in his hands, and his eyes kind of like pop out of his head, it's like, yes, sir, I don't want to offend you or anything.
Intensity he has.
But I will say one thing though, he gets up to the main roster, and he's another guy. Do you put a strap on him right away? Or do you wait?
I wait.
And then what is that first strap you put on him? Do you put the
world? I wait when the time is right. But it's definitely not going to be a WrestleMania. I think he'll be champion before then. But
here's my question though. Do you put the IC title on him first? Do you do a mid-card title, or do you do which I would say honestly to me, whatever title you put on him, be prepared. It's not going to come off of him for a long time.
I'd probably do the IC title because it's kind of not being utilized, especially with Dominic Kurt. I think that would make the most sense. And the United States title has been known since John Cena held it to now Mello. So I think the IC title needs a little more prestige.
And I'll tell you right now, if you put him with the IC title, I can tell you right now one match I want. Either at a future SummerSlam or hell, even a Mania if we can pull it off. Obafemi, Gunther.
It's going to be a while, but that would be great.
And then, you can even throw another name into that mix. Oba and Ilya Dragunov.
Yeah, can do that too.
I mean, you want to talk about guys. I mean, I read a report when Dragunov was doing the U.S. Open Challenge.
Yeah.
There were so many people who didn't want to work with him.
He's a hard hitter, right?
Well, because of the fact a lot of times, we always see the thing of, when guys do the flare chop, it doesn't, no, with him, no, you feel it.
Yeah. I mean, you need that intensity, right, in the ring to make magic.
Hey, that's why I'm waiting for him and Gunther on the main roster again.
Well, remember that I think that's when he got hurt, right? When he fought Gunther and he tore his ACL. So
I'm waiting for them to. I mean,
let's not do that again for now.
but the wars the two of them had in the old NXT UK days.
Yeah, that was a crazy match, especially that was during the COVID time, I believe. I don't think there was anybody in that ring either.
But you want to talk about two guys, and you're right though, that was during COVID. But you want to talk about two guys, you put them in front of a crowd, and especially now you have to realize they're doing a lot more national stuff now.
Yeah, definitely.
So think about it this way: they're doing a lot more international stuff. Maybe we see Ilya and Gunther, maybe at a European show. I'm just saying.
Yeah, it's possible. I mean, we don't really do house shows anymore, right? So
No, unfortunately we don't. David says here a chop fest between Dragunov and Gunther during the NXT. Yeah. Oh, I remember seeing the pictures.
I saw the match.
And then here's another name you can throw in there. What about Sheamus?
What about him?
I'm just saying. Throw the four of them into a. I got it. Hear me out. Fatal four-way. Obafemi, Ilya Dragunov, Gunther, Sheamus.
Here's another one. Where's Rusev?
He's still in AEW because he's still thinking it's Miro Day.
Where's Rusev? You still having Rusev Day for the last 2-3 weeks? You haven't been on TV? Where are you at? Telling you, man. Don't know how to utilize stars the way you got them. But let's see what they have in hold. I mean, Obafemi's a monster. I would just book him as having just squash matches and then having partnering up with some veteran that could really get him a little over. I don't know who, because I don't know where Brandy's going to, but I would definitely do some squash matches and then set him up for a good veteran storyline. Maybe Styles. Who knows? Maybe Styles and Oba.
I got it. Omos. That's somebody who we should have.
I don't know what this guy has with WWE, but they seem to love him because they have not fired him yet. I thought he'd be fired the first year. It's not.
Well, think about it. Because then you could have the moment down in AAA of him and Microman.
So bad. Using a 7-footer with a Microman. Jesus.
Hey, Microman's the greatest wrestler ever.
Wow. We are definitely off the rails.
But it's funny. I mean, you look at a lot of these other guys when it comes. I mean, you had another guy. What about Cardona?
What about him?
What role's he gonna have?
I'm gonna book him the same way I always book him. Mid-level talent.
I don't know.
That's what I'm seeing.
Well, they're bringing him back slow and steady. Okay.
Okay, so SmackDown has this tournament for whoever wins is going to fight the champion at main event. You're telling me in round 1, Mark Cardona will go over Trick Williams?
I don't know.
I hear crickets because I wouldn't do that. I would put Trick over, especially what I saw the last 2 weeks.
Oh, I agree with you 100%. And I think Cardona's set up as in a position now.
So here's the thing, John. You agreed with what I said, correct?
Yeah. And
you say, what are we going to do with Matt Cardona? So doesn't that kind of explain what they're doing with Matt Cardona?
Yeah.
He's taking L's when he shouldn't be.
Yeah. And maybe it's the right timing. Because you got to remember also, look at his wife. Perfect example. Look at his wife. She was taking L's when it wasn't needed, but she was getting over with the crowd.
She is like a carrying cross, but a female, because she only had like 10, 20 seconds every week, but she made the best of it.
Yeah.
So
But
kudos to her. I think she was booked way worse than Matt Cardona.
yeah, but here's the thing, though. But it got her to the point of now holding. She's now a 2-time U.S. Women's Champion. She, I think, as of now, still holds the AAA mixed gender titles.
Yep.
And she has the greatest line ever. That's come out to be one of the greatest clips ever in WWE history. When her and Ethan Page got cream pied by was it by Joe Hendry?
I think so. Maybe Joe Henry, Thea Hale.
Yeah. And the comment basically was, I've never been creamed like this before. And that's basically taken on a life of its own. But my point is this, though. I see what you're saying about Cardona, but I think with him, it's a wait and see as far as where they position him. It's going to be very interesting to see, though.
It was just bad when I saw that graphic because I'm like, you're putting Matt Cardona, the return, all these years, the story, the online, the WWE websites, and now you put him against probably one of the hottest superstars to ever come out in NXT history, in Trick Williams, and you think Trick is going to take the loss? It's like, I don't see it.
No, I want him. But guys, we're going to take another quick break here. Go back to our friends over at Flow. Come back and talk some AEW. Guys, you guys know you can actually, you know what?
AEW.
We're not going to do Flow. Sorry, Flo. We're going to do Wilson's Corner.
Wilson.
And after Wilson's Corner, we're going to come back. We're going to talk some AEW. But I also want to talk about, you had mentioned something before about ticket prices. And that's become a very big topic as of late. So I want to get into that as well after the break. Guys, as always, follow us on all of our social media accounts. Myself and Jay will be right back after this, talking all things pro wrestling.
Hello, welcome to Wilson's Corner with me, Kevin Wilson. Remember me? Hi. Okay, so all this streaming stuff that's going on right now with WWE, Netflix in January, Peacock's still a thing, and now the partnership with ESPN to go and broadcast all of the WWE PLEs or pay-per-views in my mind because I'm old. It's gotten to a very ridiculous point. I'm kind of getting sick of this streaming stuff in general because it's just all costing way too much, and especially for wrestling fans nowadays. Like, when's enough going to be enough? When are we finally going to stand up and go, yep, nope, I'm done, see you later, I'm going to go back to the Pirate Bay or, something else, I don't know. But do you remember when they broadcast the WWE Network for the first time, when they put that out there? It was $10 a month, $9.99 a month. They kept peddling it every chance they got. JBL saying for $9.99 a month. Michael Cole saying for $9.99 a month. Jerry Lawler saying it. Everybody went and said for $9.99 a month you can go and have the WWE Network. You can have every single pay-per-view, every single bit of content. And it stayed at that $10 a month. It was great. I loved it. Yeah, they got bought by Peacock, and the network migrated over there. And it was, I haven't really had any issues with Peacock at all since they've migrated over. It's been good. It cost me, now it's going to be $17 a month for the ad-free version. But at $10, $11 now for the ad-supported, it's really not bad to be on Peacock. But now in the latest bit with ESPN's direct-to-consumer app, where it's totally 100% free if you sign up with your cable provider. However, there's a few that don't have it right now. If you have DirecTV, if you have Xfinity, if you have Hulu, Live TV, congratulations, you get the ESPN direct-to-consumer app for free. It's completely covered because you're good with your cable provider. Me, on the other hand, I got YouTube TV. I'm kind of SOL. Take it from me. YouTube TV for cable, so I can, realistically, it's to watch football. That's about it. But that's $83 a month. And on top of that, if you go and take Netflix, they got 3 different price tiers. You got the $8 ad-supported, then you got an $18 and a $25. I personally have the $25, but let's say I'm going to knock it down to the $18. So that's $18 a month, on top of the $83 a month. Then you got Peacock, which For me, let's knock that one down. That's now $11 a month. Add on the $30 a month ESPN app because it's not covered under my cable provider of YouTube TV. I'm now looking at $142 a month just to be able to go and watch WWE programming every week. Between Netflix Monday Night Raw on Mondays, between NXT PLEs on Peacock, all the content that is currently still on Peacock of older shows and older promotions and older everything. And now I've got to go and add a completely new app to be able to go and watch a WWE PLE. Like, it's getting ridiculous at this point. I just needed to go and get that off of my chest about this whole streaming situation. It's just patently ridiculous that I got to now pay almost $150 a month just to be able to watch pro wrestling. It almost sounds like, hey, remember when cable was about $150 a month and then it was the occasional $35 pay-per-view? That sounds like a dream. I'll be back next week with another riveting edition of Wilson's Corner with me, Kevin Wilson. And remember, folks, just like musician Brent Smith once said, this isn't goodbye, it's just see you next time.
And we are back here live on your On the Ropes Radio Show. I love how he ends up that with, this is not saying goodbye, this is see you next time. Yet we haven't seen him again.
We will. We'll be back.
I know.
Wilson will be back.
But I like how the conversation's been going so far. Like I said, it's nice to be back in the power chair.
Yeah, the producer chair. Yeah.
It's nice to be back in here. Just a couple things as before we get into AEW and just some quick independent stuff. In the next couple of weeks, we will have all of our past shows, including tonight's show, back up on Spotify, Apple, all of our streaming platforms. So definitely go check it out there. If you can't watch the show live, that's your next best option. Is if you go to Apple, go to Spotify, go to iHeart, go to TuneIn. We're there. I know it hasn't been updated in the last couple of months, so that's going to be updated probably starting tonight. We got a lot of independent wrestling coming up. Brie Combination returns to the Mecca this Sunday for a very, very interesting show. It is Welcome to the New Year. Darius Carter will be in action. He takes on Montekia for the BCW heavyweight title. Can Montekia beat Darius Carter, who has held that title for over 1,200 days? I don't know, to be honest. Darius Carter is somebody, if you ever get a chance to see him wrestle, Chad, have you ever got a chance?
I think I may have had a chance. I just don't recall.
He's
the room.
Yeah, there's few guys with independent wrestling that we always sit there and say, how are they not signed to a WWE or an AEW or a TNA even? And Darius is one of those guys. Darius, to me, is somebody, he is the two-time BCW heavyweight champion. He's held the title, as far as time length goes, basically the amount of time I think I've been associated with them, which is almost going on 4 years now. There was a small stretch where it was Marina Shafir as a champion, but if you blinked, you probably missed it. IWC, International Wrestling, forgot the last part of it. They have a show coming up in Avenel, New Jersey this Saturday. Friend of the show, Ryan Peterson, or some people know him as Sexy Ryan, will be ring announcing for that.
Nice.
Speaking about what we have coming up, also, I know it's weird. A lot of these shows are coming back now. I know Creative Pro comes back on February 1st. The Dynasty returns on February 7th, which actually I can announce here. Weekly up to Dynasty's show, we're going to be bringing back Dynasty Week, where we're going to have on as much of the talent from the Dynasty to promote that show. I can tell you now, two names that are confirmed, just not knowing what date yet, is actually formerly your commentary team. Johnny Patches and your friend Billy will both be on in the week leading up to that show.
Nice.
Hopefully, some other people to come on, but they'll be coming on. I know Immortal Championship Wrestling returns on February 21st with a special guest appearance from Ron Simmons.
That's awesome.
So, one thing I will always say, and I always talk about this, and this kind of leads into the whole ticket.
I gotta say something else. Also, CCW will be next Saturday at the Elks Lodge in Queens, saying Greek Papa Don will defend his title, and the Good Brothers will be in action.
Absolutely. And isn't Papa Don taking on Savage? The real Savage, not the Greek yelling one?
I believe, yeah, he's taking on PJ Savage. You know what? I'm getting confused with the April show. So I'm like, yeah.
Oh, okay. What an idiot.
Yeah. I'm getting it confused with the April 11th show.
Vindication. Which I'm going to tell you right now, we just had our first countdown show last week. Definitely go check that out over on DJ Storms' YouTube page.
Yeah, big things, that guy.
I cannot, the one match of the matches announced, I cannot wait for the unsanctioned tag match.
Oh, okay.
Jon and Kalitre versus Silk City. Oh,
that should be good.
Now, there will probably be blood in that match.
I want to see Ox and PJ Savage, so I want to see them.
I was going to do this one show. We look at Silk City Kings and Recon and Kalitre quickly. I said on the stream that we did last week, to me, I think Silk City Kings are the clear favorite for that match. Because we've seen, I would say in the last probably 6 months, we've seen a change in Recon. And how is he going to trust somebody in Ray Kalitre when Ray Kalitre is currently holding a title that Recon definitely wants again in the ISPW heavyweight title?
Hell yeah. Give it to him. I give him the tri-state, but Mr. Clean just kind of beat him. So.
But my point is this, though. That's going to play a big role. Obviously, stay tuned to Around the Ropes and DJ Storms for all of your latest news and match announcements as we get closer and closer to the big show in April. I cannot wait for that show.
April 11th, baby. Vindication. They're in Jersey.
Yep, that's going to be a lot of fun. But the reason why I'm bringing up, the April show, I'm bringing up Recombination Dynasty, is because of ticket prices. And for independent shows, for the most part, you're spending
$35, $40?
Maybe 40. If you include getting something to eat and gas, figures.
Yeah, it'll be a little more, right?
65. Okay.
If you're smart, you eat before you leave.
Yeah. So figure you're spending about $70 altogether.
Still cheaper than going to a show.
But yet, people are still going to spend thousands upon thousands of dollars to go to a WrestleMania, to go to Saudi.
And I call all these people out. You only go to the big shows, but y'all people say y'all love wrestling, but y'all don't support wrestling. Y'all don't support independent wrestling. Hell, John, they don't even know who Greek Papa Don is. What the hell?
No.
Right now? I think the only reason I get upset is because Jay thinks that if you're a true fan, you should love any type of wrestling promotion and you should support your local indies because they're out there. I know they're out there in the UK. I know they're out there in Florida. I know, hell, they're even out there in Kentucky, for God's sakes. They're out there. Let's go to the show. You get paid, like you say, John, $35, $40. You add gas, you add food, that's $70. That's still cheaper than going to a Raw or AEW show or even one of the house shows. The house shows used to be way cheap. Now it's $400, $500, $600. Like what? For a house show? That's insane.
Hold on. I'm going to pull up how much ticket prices are going right now for this WrestleMania coming up. before the
Now that Drew won the title, probably a little up now because it's unpredictable. Now nobody knows.
Right? Yeah, 41.
I'm gonna be honest. If Sami Zayn wins the Rumble, great for him. I'm all for it, but it wouldn't make Jay want to fly to Vegas to watch Sami Zayn versus Drew McIntyre. I'm gonna be honest.
Okay, here you go. Ready? And this is resale. This is 2-day passes. Okay,
2-day passes. Okay.
2-day passes for section 409.
Okay, that's not bad.
All the way up.
It's not all the way. How much?
653.
It's not bad. It's cheap.
But then if you go the further you go down, if you want to get, now this is through StubHub. If you want to get tickets like towards the floor area, I'm just looking here right now. You're paying anywhere from 1,000 to about 5,000 for a 2-day pass. But here's where it gets interesting, though. This is the one difference with independent shows. Is we were talking before how you really only spend like $70 because a lot of times you have one independent show. You very rarely do you have back to back. You're talking about for WrestleMania, that's 2 nights, which means you're gonna have to be in a hotel for a couple nights. Hotels in that area are not cheap.
Fly too.
Flights are gonna be astronomical. You're looking at a minimum. If you take out the wrestling part, probably $3,000 when it's all said and done.
And you know what? People are gonna do it this year because it's the last WrestleMania in the States.
Yeah.
So it will. I think it'll break all records from last year. But I think people will drop the money because we will now see a WrestleMania in the States next year. That's crazy. I would never think a WrestleMania would be Saudi.
Yeah, and it's funny. It's funny. You can't even get tickets yet for WrestleMania for 43 yet.
Maybe they're deciding this is a bad idea. We shouldn't go to Saudi.
No, they're just Saudi paying them an arm and a leg. Hold on.
There's a nice comment.
Yeah. David says, I said it before, I paid just £5 for a ringside seat at a local show.
That's a true wrestler.
But now I don't know what £5 would equal though.
So $15.
Actually, I want to get your thoughts. Come here for a second.
Thank you.
I want to just bring in, you've seen him before on the show, my father. I want to get your thoughts because we were talking about
the one and only.
Yes.
How you doing?
What's up, brother?
With the ticket prices.
You
just want to get your thoughts on it.
Well, it's like, something. It's like anything that's a sport or not a sport. If people are going to complain about the ticket prices, then why did the New York Giants sell out 75,000? They're terrible. And the Jets too, same thing. It doesn't matter. People are willing to pay it. As long as they're willing to pay it, the owner's going to get richer and richer. That's all that matters. You pay these guys hundreds of millions of dollars a year to play a kid's game. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, but we're talking about it from wrestling.
Even wrestling, same thing.
Yeah, but the thing what we're trying to bring up is the fact of...
Do they have trouble selling out WrestleMania? Ever?
Nope. No.
And getting 75,000 or 100,000 people at the prices they charge?
Nope.
Not including concessions and merch and everything else?
We forgot about that part.
Nope. They have no problem at all.
No problem at all. So then people shouldn't bitch about it. I'm sorry. If you're not going to do anything about it, don't complain.
Yeah.
No,
But that's the same thing in normal life when people complain about the cold. Those are the same people complain about the heat. We don't live in a perfect world. Yeah, we don't live in a perfect world.
Yeah, and that to me is what we're trying to say though is when it comes to like the independent shows, to go to it as a fan. Okay, I'm not saying to work. I'm just saying as a fan, it makes a lot more sense economically to go because we were just saying before, you're spending just for tickets, for example, $35-$40.
Yeah.
You get a hot dog. Either you get a hot dog.
God forbid you want to eat. It's another $10 at least.
Okay, but also you can go to 7-Eleven.
Yeah, but expand that out to WWE.
That's
You got an average lub in WWE making $250,000 a year. That's the minimum salary. And you get these guys that can't do anything in their life. So they're making $250,000. You got to charge for parking, concession. They have to pay rent for the building.
Yeah.
It's a lot of. It just doesn't. It doesn't make any logical sense.
and now the problem is you go to like we were saying before, they don't do house shows that much anymore. But even like they're supposed to do the Garden, I think the end of March.
Oh.
WWE.
Okay.
I already saw ticket prices for that.
I'm sure it's outrageous.
But it's not. But here's the funny thing, though. They did the Garden back in November, Cena's last Garden appearance, and they were through the roof.
So, what was his last appearance?
But now they're also getting through the roof, not because there's anything big on the show on the card. Yes, granted, it's 2 weeks out from WrestleMania.
Doesn't matter. Sports fans are very weird that way.
But it's also a fact of where they're going to be, though. And they very rarely, Jay, I don't know if you know this, they very rarely work the Garden for a televised program, and that's because the Garden has raised their prices.
Yeah, but it's like anything else. It's like what kind of person is the biggest spender at Atlantic City? They bring their Social Security check with them, they wipe it out, and hope they're going to hit it for millions of dollars. I mean, it doesn't make any logical sense in sports.
Yeah.
When you got teams that are terrible, like the Giants, the Jets, and they can still get $75,000 just admissions, not including parking, concessions, and merchandise, add another $300-$400 to that just to bring a family of four. It's insane.
And that's what we've been trying to say. All right, thank you.
No problem. Bye.
But
Peace out.
I'll say your check.
No, thank you.
First, I got to check. But I agree with what he was saying, though.
Yeah.
I mean, it's the same thing. I mean, Jay, we're both New Yorkers. We're both New York sports fans.
Yeah.
I'll give you a prime example. Look at the Knicks. This is the best example I can give. They have sucked for the last 20 plus years, for the most part. But yet they still sell out the Garden every week, every game.
Especially on Christmas.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. They can be playing the worst team in the league or the best team.
It's the experience.
It's the fact of, oh my God, we're in the Garden. But that's the same thing with WWE. It's, okay, we're at WrestleMania. Okay, great. I can sit at home and watch it and still get the same experience.
Dude, can we honestly say that this second time WrestleMania Vegas will be the turnaround from the first?
I hope so, to be honest. I seriously hope so.
I don't know, man.
It's also, you got to realize, we don't have, what's his face? Who was the, when Cena turned heel last year? I'm drawing a blank now. Not Rock. Oh, Travis Scott. We're not going to have Travis Scott involved with it. Or at least, hold on, pump the brakes on that. Hopefully he's not a part of it.
Well, who did we put in the main event for night 2? CM Punk versus who? See, it's hard because in my heart, I want to say Braun, but now with Drew holding the title, can I really put Braun in that spotlight? I don't think so. No.
But you just got to realize, now that you have the Rumble, you also have the Chamber.
Well, I definitely would put Braun Breaker in the Chamber.
But that's the thing, though, is as far as what the main event scene is going to look like for Mania, we're not going to know that till probably the end of February.
Well, here's my question to you and everybody. Would Braun Breaker, CM Punk night 2 or night 1 get you all the way to fly to Vegas to pay?
That's
just those. I don't want to hear about other cards or this or that. Just that main event, whether it's night 1 or night 2. Will that get your ass off your seat to say, you know what, I'm going to Vegas now?
No.
Exactly.
No. Don't get me wrong. I'm still gonna be that fan who's gonna be watching on TV.
But you know what I would hate? Like if Roman comes back and he's like facing Punk, like, yeah, it's a cool moment, but damn, dude, you've been gone away for so long. There's other talent that I'm sure I could put in that spotlight besides you.
That to me is where it comes down to. It's And believe me, we're gonna have a lot more talk about this in the weeks to come because we're really getting now. This is now. This is gonna sound really weird. This is now our season. September to New Year's was kind of like our off season, even though we don't really have an off season.
No.
Now you have to realize, though, because I really was thinking about this. We're gonna wrap up the show actually in a little bit here. Look at what we have now, and look at the platform we have. We have WWE, which, by the way, I love the fact. Actually, you know what? Before we wrap things up, I do want to get into Monday Night Raw quickly because I want to get into that finish with Gunther and Styles. But I just want to make a point here for a second. You have Raw right now, and WWE in general. They're doing the European tour.
Yes.
Which their next show on the stateside, I think it's going to be the first Monday of February.
Oof.
In Philly.
Big.
So you got that. You got AEW. Yes, I know there's people who have their issues with it, but they're starting to pick up steam a little bit.
Yeah, we are.
And especially now that you got, and the funny part now I laugh is Miss Mercedes Moné apparently has taken some time off.
But I'm loving when she comes back. She's going to be unstoppable.
Yeah. Now I wonder, does she come back as a babyface?
I don't know. That kind of video package is kind of heelish, to be honest.
I get that. Not only that, you got TNA starting their run on AMC.
Yes.
You have NWA on Roku.
I don't have Roku. Wish I did.
Right now, as a pro wrestling fan, it's an amazing time.
Yeah. And this is an amazing time of the year. Always the beginning of the year is always amazing.
But not only that, though, just the state of pro wrestling overall. I mean, you got the independent scene that's flourishing right now. Yeah. Because also you don't know, especially now with independent wrestling, you don't know when, oh my God, I can't believe, this WWE guy showed up.
Yeah.
I mean, I'll give you a great case in point here. I had the opportunity a couple of months ago to go to the GCW show that they just did over at the American Dream Mall. And actually, I wish Omega was on here right now because I actually do have an announcement from that. Of an interview that I'm actually going to be working on that I'm going to be dropping pretty soon.
Nice.
I'll put it this way. What if I were to tell you, it's not a long interview. I think I may have gotten one question. I got an interview with the one and only Gail Kim.
Wow. TNA Hall of Famer, legend in the business, and you got an interview one-on-one?
We did it live at the American Dream Mall.
That's huge.
Yeah, so we had that interview.
We got to play that.
Yep. It's just some technical issues as far as why I haven't played it yet. But right now it's a great time. And to have a platform like we do, and now that I'm sort of back in the fold, but not really.
It's sort of back, but we'll see you a little later, kind of.
Yeah. I'll put it this way. When we do something for the Rumble or we do like a preview for the Rumble, you'll see me back on.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Should be a good show then.
Yep. And then we're also going to have Bobby Fish. I don't know when we're going to have Bobby Fish back on, but we will definitely have Bobby Fish on again. But like I said, though, to have this platform, you asked me a question earlier. How did I feel doing the show, being in the power chair really for the first time?
How do you feel? Producer chair.
You know what's funny? I actually like it. I like being back in this chair. I like being back.
There's the ego. You know what, Jay? I actually like it.
Because you know what's funny though?
John, I'll bring you out of the room later. Get your big head through the door. Oh, you heard me? Listen to hear that.
My point is this, and I don't have a big head. I have a normal size head.
Yeah, sure.
My point is this. Having this platform is great. having you on, having Ray on is fantastic. And I say this to you every time, but I'm very grateful that the two of you really took over when I had to take a step back. And like I said, I'm very appreciative of all of that. But with that all being said, I want to get into WWE quickly.
Let's do it.
I want to talk about the main event. Gunther and AJ Styles. What did you think of that finish?
It reminded me of Undertaker, Brock Lesnar, SummerSlam. I liked it because the way it was shot, the way the camera and everything was shot, I thought it was done perfectly. I just don't, me personally, I wouldn't show him tap right away at the end of Raw. I think I would have waited like another week, and just kind of end the show like that to get everybody thinking like, oh my God, what just happened? But he said he tapped. But wait, oh no, the show's over. Now I got to wait till next week. I think that would have made it more suspenseful. And then you could kind of show the video where he did tap out and we could go from there. But I would have done it like that. But I thought it was done perfectly. I didn't have a problem.
Over on YouTube, David says Jay and Ray did a sterling job holding the fort down.
Thanks. Yeah, me and Ray bump heads on Maxine do shit, but we hold it down.
But you know what's funny though? I mean, they're still gonna be holding down the fort for me, and because like I said, I'll explain more about that when we wrap things up here. But what I like though, especially with this whole thing with Gunther,
right,
is he is like I remember when Dominic first really turned on Ray, and he couldn't get a word out for like a solid couple of months. I like with Gunther, he's kind of and I say it with Dominic because Dominic really was like, well, I don't know what to do now. He felt kind of like confused.
Right.
Almost. You look at Gunther.
Did you like the finish?
Oh, I love the finish.
Oh, you love it. Okay.
I love the finish. It kind of added to Gunther's persona right now.
All right. I thought it was shot perfectly. The way the camera was shot.
My point is this, though. As far as where this goes with Gunther, I don't know.
It has to be Brock, right? It has to be. It's like, what's the logic choice for him at Romania? It has to be Brock Lesnar.
Well, I mean, I can see him having. I can see because I see what they're doing with him. Though they're having become almost like the legend killer gimmick again, like Orton had. But now, do you do something with him in Mania where he does do something with Styles and Styles wraps things up earlier?
Or do we see Gunther inside the Elimination Chamber with Brock Lesnar and that sets up something for Mania?
Well, I can tell you right now, I think if you do that, well, I know with Brock, he won't retire till SummerSlam, actually. Because then they're going to be in Minneapolis.
Okay.
And I can tell you right now, if you don't go Gunther for Brock in Minnesota, the next best option, Oba Femi.
How about you do Oba in summer, give Oba a little more time to work on his ring work a little bit, and we push Brock and Gunther because, look, all the legends in the backstage, behind the curtain, whatever you want to call it, they're going to say nothing but amazing things about Gunther. So why would Brock Lesnar not want to work with someone that knows how to work in Gunther for Mania?
Yeah. Oh, I agree with you on the Mania part. I'm saying more for SummerSlam.
I would do Oba. Because if that was my last match or whatever, I would get that guy over.
And one thing I talk about religiously is building that future. And what better moment than, I mean, granted, Oba did great in NXT, but how many times have we seen guys do great in NXT come to the main roster and basically fall apart? I don't think that's gonna be the case with Oba, though.
That's good because the person I'm thinking of is Tiffany Stratton. She was on TV NXT all the time. She came up, she had this big pop or whatever, and now as champion, she had no great feud, and now you don't see her on TV no more.
No, But no, that's because I think she was injured. From my understanding, she was injured.
She ain't injured now.
No,
She ain't injured.
but my point is this, though.
She ain't injured.
Look at somebody like Oba. He is a guy who held that North American title,
Yes.
the NXT title twice, actually, technically. You put him up. The thing is with him, and I know I keep going back to Oba here.
You love him. You love Oba.
I'm sorry. The guy has the look. He can talk well on the microphone.
Yes.
You're going to turn around and tell me, oh, yeah, we're going to have Oba and Braun Breaker, Oba and Jacob Fatu in a match? That's not going to get asses in seats?
It will. Look at this. The Ruler versus the Beast in Minneapolis, SummerSlam. What
again,
better storyline than that?
People are going to sit there and say that, I'm on the Oba, that I'm an Oba Femi crybaby. Okay, fine. Great. I will be.
Who cares?
I was like, the guy has we were talking about having the it factor. There is nothing with Oba that would make me sit there and say, nah, he won't do well on the main roster.
I'll do very well.
Not only that, you also have to realize another part. The presentation.
The lights.
The lights. And when he starts coming out doing the
walk.
The walk.
The entrance in the ring.
I mean, you put that on a WrestleMania?
If I put Trick Williams in a WrestleMania, woo!
That's my
I'm going to get that roof popping.
But that's my point, though. Is you get these guys like Trick, Oba. I mean, wait till Braun breaks off from the Vision.
And John, I'm gonna just add to that. We have never seen something like this before. We always get the routine tradition of after Mania, we get new stars from NXT. This is the first time we got NXT stars before Stand and Deliver before Mania. We've never seen this before. That's how impressive Oba Femi is.
Yeah. And the thing I left with Oba, he's only been at it for 3 years, I think.
And Javon Evans is also 2 years.
Yeah.
And look at that.
Yeah. But it's just, like I said, we're probably 5 years away from having Oba Femi Braun Breaker main event of WrestleMania. I'm just going to say that right now.
That will be the case. I'm because Cody and Roman should be gone by then, right? So
I'll put it this way. If they bring WrestleMania back to New York, if like they do it like
it would be a war zone out in New York, man.
I got it.
Ridiculous.
WrestleMania 50.
I would love it. I would love
Pack
to
the
see
Garden.
it. Do we pack the Garden or do we pack the Barclay? Or do we just go to the Giants and Jet Stadium?
No, if you're doing it at the place where it all started, you have to do it at the Garden.
Yeah, right. Kind of watch the WrestleMania 20, the horrible WrestleMania 20. Oh God,
I don't know if they do it at the Garden. Parking's terrible.
Yeah, good point.
it is terrible. They got shit, but
My humble opinion.
I would do it at the Giants Jets. I mean,
Where do you put 20,000 people? You're going to tie up mass transit in New York. It'll be a mess.
Well, at least then do the whole.
Unfortunately.
But then if that's the case, then
How about the Meadowlands?
it's called MetLife Stadium.
What?
It's called MetLife Stadium.
Yeah, whatever. How about that? Outside.
yeah, I do that. I love it.
That wouldn't be bad.
Or the UBS arena.
It wouldn't be bad. I mean,
Actually,
it wasn't bad.
yes, I would like.
How about the UBS?
I like UBS.
We haven't had WrestleMania in Long Island since WrestleMania 2.
Yeah, do it in UBS. I go to Wendy's and then I'll go to the stadium right there.
Hey, you want to talk about that? All I can imagine is if they do it at UBS Arena, what the mayhems could be like to get on those trains over there.
It's freaking mayhem because you got to get there super duper early to park in a fucking residential. Like, you know how many signs there is that you can't park? You need this.
No. What?
Yeah, but then you got congestion park because you got to
I
drive.
was lucky to get parking, but it took me like 25 freaking minutes to drive around residential areas. I found an area with no sign. I was like, oh, I can park here.
You just do the train.
It costs $9 more for congestion price.
No. You just do the train.
And you kill?
Train is like 13, 14, 5.
I did the train when I got the tickets for Slammiversary.
So like you pay probably like 11, 12 bucks. Now it's like 13, 14 now.
Yeah, but the thing is,
Railroad or subway?
the railroad.
Railroads cost you a lot of money.
But no, but the thing is, it brings you right there.
Yeah, you walk upstairs.
No,
Yeah.
then there's a shuttle.
No way to go to garden?
No, for UBS.
Oh, you visited in Elmont, yeah.
Yeah, there's a shuttle at the train area that you get on, and it brings you literally right to the front.
That's probably super duper packed, dude. That shuttle. I would just walk it. Like, you know what?
Well, you just got to realize it's more. It would be April in New York.
Yeah, I mean, why not MetLife? We'll see. We'll see. But you thought it was a great finish to the match. You liked it. And you want to see Gunther and Brock. I think we're on the same page.
We're on the same page with that. But guys, we're going to wrap things up here for tonight. It was a great first show back from me.
What do you had to say to AEW? I thought you wanted to say something real quick.
No. Just with AEW, I'm impressed with what they're doing. And I'm very curious to see. I don't really want to talk about it so much because I'm like, it'll be, I haven't really been, I'll be honest, I haven't really been paying attention that much.
I have been paying attention. I think they're doing great work, So, and I think Moxley's really impressing me, which is shocking.
Moxley, I'll just say this one. Moxley, I think, is very weird right now because all of a sudden the guy went to start off 2025. Everybody hated him because he always held that title in the briefcase.
Yeah.
But now, no hands, no nothing. Also, now he's a good guy.
He's a Continental champ.
Yeah, but now it's like I know you guys hated me when I was, the heavyweight champion, but now that I'm the Continental champion, you guys are all gonna love me.
He's not the champion.
Yeah,
Maybe
no, I just wish the Death Riders at this point would be done already.
No, I don't think he'll ever be.
To me, it's like that story has run its course. The only thing I will say though, the one thing I am hoping for that we get in AEW is Chris Statlander and Megan Bayne.
Oh, they were to say, I hope Ospreay comes back. I hope he comes back.
To me, you want to talk about building that women's division? There's your next feud right there.
I gotta say, Kenny Omega looks washed up and beat up. I think it's over for him. I don't know.
Well,
I seen him wrestle and he was just a little sloppy, man.
With MJF, what they're going to end up doing with him?
I don't want him fighting MJF.
No. Well, he's going to fight MJF.
He's gonna fight him, but I don't want to see it.
MJF's going to probably hold that belt till probably we get to all in, whichever one it is
all in, all out, whatever.
In London, and that's where you get Will Ospreay. Because think about it this way: you're not going to go down Swerve again. And actually, what's funny? I'm kind of digging this Hangman Swerve tag team right now.
That's so weird, man. They should
But
just fight.
You know what's funny? How many times have we seen it now in pro wrestling where the weirdest opponents become the best tag team? Case in point, look at the Bar. You never thought the Bar was going to do anything.
That's a good point.
And they became one of the best tag teams. You put Swerve and Hangman together with Nana as the manager.
It can't last long, though. They want to be champions, and they made it very clear.
It can't last, and it won't. But right now, I can definitely see them playing with this for a little bit. You're not going to go down the road with Samoa Joe because you're not going to go down that road again.
Nope.
Realistically, you got nobody till you get to Ospreay. I mean, you want to talk about moments? I'll leave it with this: Ospreay, MJF, whatever the all-out, all-in event is in London. That closes out the show. Ospreay wins. Commentator goes silence. That crowd will tell the story.
I agree with that. And you know what? Let's say Ospreay beats MJF. Then at the end of the year, Full Gear, whatever it is, you make Fletcher champion and start your new year.
And you know what we're going to do actually? Next time I'm on, we brought up Fletcher. I want to talk about the NWO 2.0. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm going to say the Don Callis family.
Got like 50 members.
Oh, yeah, we forgot to mention Jake something else with them.
Yeah, what's his last name now? Is like Jake
Boyle or something.
Boyle or whatever.
I almost wasn't. If they keep him with Mark Davis,
they could be something, but big mistake on TNA for letting Jake somebody go.
Yeah.
Big
Better question. Why is it that everybody who signs AEW has to go to Don Callis family?
I don't know, man. And last week it was Andrade. I was like, oh my God, here we go again.
I'm sorry. You could have an entire AEW show just with the Don Callis family.
With like 58 members.
And you know what's funny though? No women in there.
Right? Not one female. Look at that.
No. But I mean, crap, you got Lance Archer in it. You got Brian. I mean, you got guys right now who should be at the top of the AEW card.
And I'm going to say AEW women's division is absolutely bad right now because for the fact that you got 3 stars that are over and you have all that talent. 3 stars. Toni Storm, Mercedes Moné, and Willow. You're telling me there's no other star that can get over as these 3? There isn't, and that's sad because they have so many great talent.
But that's been the problem with the women's division of AEW for a while. That's been the issue with them basically since they started.
I love me some Anna Jay, but no chance in that. Julia Hart, Collision with her group with Sky Blue.
Yeah, but I'll give you another name though. When Nyla Rose was still a part of their company. I mean, she's still a part of them now, but when you saw her on TV every week.
She was a beast. They made her into a beast, and now she's gone. What about Britt Baker?
Oh, you mean the future WWE Women's Champion? Oh, sorry. Did I say that out loud?
Where is she? Gone.
She'll be WWE.
They let go Mercedes Martinez. Gone.
Yeah, but as far as like the other people, I can't figure
Not
it out.
over because they don't get over. It's sad.
Because again, they'd rather give 10 minutes to every freaking member of the Don Callis family.
You know something, Omega? You're going to bring up my new member here.
I'm like sitting there going, I'm like, if I were to get signed to AEW as a wrestler, my number one request, do not put me in the Don Callis family.
They probably will barely put you on TV. They'd be like, Don Callis, so we'll just use it when you use you.
Okay.
All right, Don Callis.
I'd rather do that because to me, and like I said, we can go through it at another point.
Yeah.
Half the guys who are in that Don Callis family, you could probably trim that entire Don Callis family down to maybe 5 people.
It's hard to get like 50 people over, right? Oh boy, who am I going to get over? We're still waiting for Lance Archer to get over, folks.
Yeah. Brian Cage, where's he been?
Nobody knows.
Wardlow.
He tore his pec when he first made his return. What an idiot. Never seen that before.
Yeah, he opened the door and goes, ow, I tore my pec. That's it, I'm done.
He hit people so hard, he tore his pec. Now he'll be out for another year. Congratulations, Wardlow.
To me.
Hey, John, check this out. Andrade attacked Omega. Then we had that WWE lawsuit. Now Andrade comes back. He doesn't attack Omega. Omega's going for the title. How did that happen?
There's no connections. There's
No connection. Doesn't make sense.
No, nothing of it makes sense. But, Jay, we're going to get out of here now. I thought tonight's show was great.
Oh, yeah, because you're back and you felt good. Your ego took over the chair, and now you feel more comfortable than ever to make your return coming back. You are ready, sir. Laugh it away. End it away. Your final thoughts coming back.
You know what, Jay? I'll let you do final thoughts first.
Well, I'm going to say, John, it's a pleasure to have you back, brother. I was truly shocked when you were coming back today. Everybody catch us on Spotify, Apple. You know what it is. All new ATR network. Catch us on I-86. David Reynolds, you're the man because you support indie wrestling, so you're a true wrestling fan. Omega, good to have your comments. And everybody, we enjoy you watching. Thank you for taking the time out to watch us talk what we do best, and that's break down wrestling because we're just wrestling fans, damn it, and we love it. And we're going strong for 5. Hashtag strong for 5.
Exactly. Guys, tune into I-86 tomorrow night as they have all of your coverage coming off of the crazy weekend.
I'm gonna be there talking shit.
Of the crazy weekend that we saw, where now it seems like we're basically going to have an entire new AFC North when it comes to head coaches.
I'm so glad that we're gonna have a new Super Bowl champion, no matter who it is. I'm so happy.
Exactly. But Chad, if you realize that though, come next football season, every coach with the exception of Zach Taylor in Cincinnati will all be brand new coaches in the AFC North for the first time in almost 2 decades.
Wow, I did not notice that.
Think about it. John Harbaugh, fired. Stefanski, fired. Tomlin, resigned.
I was so shocked at Tomlin. Like, what?
And like I said, guys, we'll get into that tomorrow. Plus, also talk about Buffalo's win.
Buffalo Great Dane, shout out to them.
Yes. But guys, definitely go check out I-86 After Dark. They do great. And obviously, you guys know Around the Ropes will be back here next Tuesday, 8 p.m. Eastern, 5 p.m. Pacific. And we'll see who's in the power chair. Could be me. Could be Ray. Could be Jay. You have to wait and see.
Me.
Guys, again, follow us on all social medias. Subscribe to us on YouTube. And guys, like I said, we'll also be back live on Facebook within the next couple of weeks. I have to just get that fixed. But I think now do we have an outro video? I don't remember if that was.
We specifically asked for an outro video. I just don't know if it's done. We'll see.
No. All right. So, guys, we'll catch you guys here live next Tuesday, 8 p.m. Eastern, 5 p.m. Pacific. Until then, follow us on Facebook, subscribe to us on YouTube, so much more. For Jay, I'm John. We're out of here.
Yes,